And these trees that you can see behind me are Australian pines. And Australian pines are a non-native, they're not from TCI, they're from Australia, and they don't belong here. They were planted here in the 1920s and they've spread everywhere, and they're a real problem, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So these Australian pines are a fantastic tree, and particularly around places like Blue Hills and around Leeward, they make a lovely noise when the wind blows, you can sit underneath them and all sorts. But out here in this nature reserve, they're a problem. These are their leaves. They're called needles. Each one of these green strands is a leaf. And they fall off the tree, leaves fall off trees, and they fall onto the ground, and that's what they look like. And that's a problem. And the problem is that this builds up and up and up, and it doesn't rot down. And eventually you get a blanket, a thick blanket, maybe 4 inches, 6 inches deep, and nothing else grows through. Why is that a problem? It's a problem because this place is a place for rock iguanas. It's Half Moon Bay, and none of the native vegetation can grow through. It's sea grape. There's very little of the other plants that the rock iguanas eat. And so we're cutting these trees down and we're getting rid of them. And by doing that, the native vegetation, the sea grape, the 7-year apple, the scaevola, all these sort of plants that the rock iguanas will eat, the little thatch palms, will grow here, and there'll be more food for the rock iguanas. And that's important because at the moment the rock iguanas go and they're attracted to people feeding them. Okay, this is Half Moon Bay, lots of visitors, 250,000, 350,000 visitors each year. Great place to interact with the iguanas, it's a beautiful beach, it's important for the economy. But the problem is when people put food on the sand for them, even if it's good food like grapes or melon, when the iguanas eat it, they eat the sand as well. And that's a problem because the sand builds up in their stomach. They don't poop it out the other end. And we have found iguanas with their sand dead, with their stomachs full of sand, killed by kindness. Don't feed the iguanas. And hopefully, as the vegetation comes through here, the sea grape and the other plants, the iguanas will have plenty to eat without being killed.